Harry's wife, J.K. Rowling, said no. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I turn to material from the Scottish Daily Express. Oh, Farquhar. You've got to be a big man to chin big bears. Okay, the new. And, as always, I leave it for you to determine the veracity of the material, but it gives us further insight with regard to how Harry's wife is regarded and the toxicities of her behaviours. An article by Anna Sava tells us J.K. Rowling returned Harry's wife and Harry's Woke Human Rights Award over trans accusations. Prince Harry, 38, and Harry's wife, 41, are set to accept the Nipple of Grope Award from the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Association next month. Now, I've talked about their acceptance of this award on the basis of apparent heroism in the face of structural racism previously, and how Harry's wife will be lapping that up because the receipt of the award is fuel. The accolades that she will receive are fuel. It will allow her to assert control over the audience and those watching. Of course, her narcissism is not interested in the collateral consequences that will arise from her acceptance of this award, which is basically saying, you're all racists and I've been given an award for standing up to you. Thank you very much. There's also the possibility, of course, that she will launch further attacks on the royal family in the course of the acceptance of the award when she undoubtedly makes one of her industrial beige speeches. Protect your ears at all costs, as it's likely that your brain would slump and fall out of them having to listen to that bilge. The very fact that these awards are coming means that Harry's wife's narcissism dictates that she needs to get maximum return on them by keep bringing them up, by keep mentioning the fact that she's going to be given this award, that it's done because she's so heroic, that it's being done to stand up to the structural racism. Of course, what her narcissism is not paying attention to is the fact that this is creating a huge amount of criticism from people who are saying, you're a hypocrite, this is disgusting behaviour to accept such an award, you're in effect paid for it, it is not something that's merited, and for you to attack the royal family in this way is reprehensible, and is turning more people against her, and as if the rumours are believed, is causing something of a ruckus between her and Prince Harry, because he doesn't want to attend, he doesn't want to be seen to be involved in these attacks upon his extended family. But returning to the article in the Scottish Daily Express, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are set to accept a woke gong, famously handed back by J.K. Rowling in 2020 after she was blasted as a transphobe by its host. Prince Harry, 38, and Harry's wife, 41, are set to accept the Nipple of Grope Award from the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Association with open arms, after claims by the foundation they stood up against alleged structural racism, whatever that is, in the royal family. It follows the Sussex's accusation that a royal family member made racist remarks, revision of history, smearing, about their son's skin colour during their bombshell Oprah Winfrey interview in March 2021. John F. Kennedy's niece, Kerry Kennedy, 63, who hosts the gala, has said that Harry and Harry's wife have been heroic by standing up against the firm in a rehash of the painful claims. The pair will attend a glitzy ceremony on December the 6th to accept their award, despite the fact none of the claims against the royal family have been proven, and royal watchers say they risk deepening the rift with King Charles, collateral consequences. But this is not the first time the awards have been marred in controversy. Previous recipient, Harry Potter legend Rowling, palmed back the honour after she was denounced despite initially being honoured for her activist work and philanthropy. Here, of course, J.K. Rowling, not governed by such traits as the need for control, etc., engages in the activist work and engages in philanthropy. The article explains Rowling held fast to her principles by ditching the honour given to her in 2019 after Kerry Kennedy, the president of the association, later on felt it necessary to publish a statement denouncing Rowling as a bigot. just as a consequence of the fact that J.K. Rowling expresses her opinion, something which supposedly the advocates of freedom of speech would support, although, of course, as we all know from Prince Harry, the First Amendment is bonkers. Kennedy stated, "Trans rights are human rights. J.K. Rowling's attacks upon the transgender community are inconsistent with the fundamental beliefs and values of RFK human rights and represent a repudiation of my father's vision." Well, do the royal family not have human rights? Do they not have the right not to be lied about by a serial liar? Clearly, there are differing standards here, which tells you everything you need to know about Kerry Kennedy. Handing back the award, J.K. Rowling said Ms. Kennedy incorrectly implied that I was transphobic and that I am responsible for harm to trans people. As a long-standing donor to LGBT charities and a supporter of trans people's right to live free of persecution, I absolutely refute the accusation that I hate trans people or wish them ill, or that standing up for the rights of women is wrong, discriminatory, or incites harm or violence to the trans community. She added, "In solidarity with those who have contacted me but who are struggling to make their voices heard, and because of the very serious conflict of view between myself and RFKHR, I feel I have no option but to return the Nipple of Grope Award bestowed upon me. No award or honour, no matter my admiration for the person for whom it was named, means so much to me that I would forfeit the right to follow the dictates of my own conscience." There, of course, J.K. Rowling demonstrating that she stands on principles, as opposed to the behaviour of Harry's wife, who will quite gladly accept an award because of the fuel that's associated with it, and the facade management that's associated with it, and the opportunity to assert control, notwithstanding the hypocrisy of so doing, and the collateral consequences associated with it. This provides you with an excellent contrast between the moral standpoint and adherence to her beliefs that J.K. Rowling has exhibited, contrasting with the flexible approach, that weather vane spinning in all directions and storm, that Harry's wife is. The article continues, "The Sussexes will be joined by other award recipients at the event with the likes of Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, as they are set to be honoured for challenging the royal family." Kerry, who is a lawyer and human rights activist, told online news site El Confidencial they went to the oldest institution in UK history and told them what they were doing wrong. Again, that's a revision of history. That they couldn't have structural racism within the institution, that they could not maintain a misunderstanding about mental health. They knew that if they did this, there would be consequences, that they would be ostracised, they would lose their family, their position within the structure, and that people would blame them for it. No, this is the victim narrative of a lying narcissist. This individual, when wanting to get her own way in order to search control and operate through a sense of entitlement without any accountability, when told no, interprets that as racism, and thereafter rewrites the narrative to create her truth to say, I went in there and challenged their structural racism, and now thank you very much for recognising that and that I made such a heroic stand. Prince Harry has been slated, the article continues, for risking deepening the rift with his family in England by accepting the Human Rights Award for tackling racism, with suggestions he'd be well placed not to turn up. Royal expert Jenny Bond told GB News, "It's put the Sussexes in a rather difficult position, I think. Do they say no, we don't want to even acknowledge that you're offering this award? Do we go and accept it in person? Perhaps there is a middle way of just accepting it but not turning up. I think if they do go along and accept this award on a public stage, yeah, it's going to make things even worse. The rift could be even deeper." In an interview during breakfast with Martin Daubney and Isabel Webster on GB News, she continued, "I feel very, very cross about this award being even offered to the Sussexes, because by offering it, it is a tacit accusation that there is structural racism within the royal family. I do not think that this is the case." So the shitstorm that is this awards ceremony continues to rumble on and is being reported on and gets further prominence with the link and contrast to the behaviours of J.K. Rowling. Gives you an opportunity to compare the behaviours of a narcissist with a non-narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.